Thank you, Coach Corbin. We're now entering the content-free portion of the assembly. Ah, gee, but ain't it great to have a girl so big and fat that when you go to hug her, you don't know where you're at? Hug her with some chalk in your hand, then hug a while and chalk a mark and see where you began. Well, one day I was hugging and a-chalking and chalking and a-hugging away when I met another fella with some chalk in his hand, coming around the other way, round the mountain, hugging and a-chalking away. Well, a friend of mine out in Chicago, he finally made his pile. He got himself a butler and a mansion and chef, and he was living in the latest style. I ran into him the other day in this old greasy spoon. Now out front was parked this big limousine. I said, friend, if you got so much money, how come you're in here eating beans? And he said, after you've been having steak for a long time, beans taste fine. And after you've been drinking champagne and brandy, you come to dig that wine. Oh, the world is funny, you know, people are strange, and man is a creature of constant change. And after you've been having steak for a long time, beans taste fine. I ran into another friend of mine in a rowdy old Clark Street bar. I said, friend, is it true what I heard about you? I heard you married a beautiful, shapely 18-year-old movie star, and yet here you sit, trying to make out this barfly too old and ugly to be true. He said, Felix, you're a very young man. Sit down and I'll explain it all to you. And he said, after you've been having steak for a long time, beans taste fine. And after you've been drinking champagne and brandy, you come to dig that wine. Oh, the world is funny, you know, people are strange, and man is a creature of constant change. And after you've been having steak for a long time, beans taste fine. Oh yeah, beans taste fine. Thank you. I've been hydrating a little, but I'll try not to spray you too much. She loves to talk, she loves to talk, she loves to talk, she loves to talk, and I love to listen. Sometimes she runs down, she runs down, she runs down, she runs down, and I'll slip in a word like priming a pump, winding a watch, charging a battery, nudging your jello, she's fully restored. For she loves to talk, she loves to talk, she loves to talk, she loves to talk, and I love to listen. Sometimes I worry that I am not holding up my end of the conversation. When she looks at me, she looks at me, she looks at me, she looks at me, and says, what do you think? I've got squirrels in the attic, I don't know what to do. Do you think it's a problem? Like priming a pump, winding a watch, charging a battery, nudging your jello, she's fully restored. For she loves to talk, she loves to talk, she loves to talk, she loves to talk, and I love to listen. Yeah, she loves to talk, she loves to talk, she loves to talk, she loves to talk, and I love to listen, I love to listen, I love to listen. Wonder what those chords were supposed to be. Saturday summers when I was a kid, we'd run to the schoolyard and here's what we did. We'd pick out the captains and choose up the teams. Was always a measure of my self-esteem, 'cause the fastest and strongest played shortstop and first. The last ones they choose were the worst. I never bothered to ask, it was sealed. I just took up my place in right field. Playing right field is easy, you know. Well, you can be awkward and you can be slow. That's why I'm here in right field, just watching the dandelions grow. Playing right field is lonely and dull, 'cause little leagues never have lefties that pull. I'd dream of the day they'd hit one my way. Well, they never did. But still I would pray that I'd make a fantastic catch on the run and not lose the ball in the sun. Then I'd awake from my long reverie and pray the ball never came out to me. Playing right field is easy, you know. You can be awkward and you can be slow. That's why I'm here in right field, just watching the dandelions grow. Off in the distance, the game's dragging on. There's strikes on the batter and some runners are on. I don't know the inning, I've forgotten the score. The home team is yelling, I don't know what for. Then suddenly everyone's looking at me. My mind has been wandering, what could it be? They point to the sky and I look up above, and a baseball falls into my glove. Playing right field, it's important, you know. You gotta know how to catch and know how to throw. That's why I'm here in right field, just watching the dandelions grow. That's why I'm here in right field, just watching the dandelions grow. Thank you. Planned to do that before, when I woke up this morning, I planned to do that. Not in connection. Just wanted to establish that. Okay, so, you know, I also plan to do this. You're familiar with the Wo-Do-De-O-Do. Remember last year we added the Red Hot Mama? And it's the whole phrase, not just the red like you do for the Star Spangled Banner. Red Hot Mama, the whole thing. All right. Ah, is that okay? Washington at Valley Forge, freezing cold, but up spoke George. He said, Wo-Do-De-O, Wo-Do-De-O-Do. Crazy words, crazy tune, how that George could croon and swoon. He said, Wo-Do-De-O, Wo-Do-De-O-Do. On his ukulele, daily he would strum, dee-dum-dum, dancing, prancing. They'd holler, red hot mama, crazy words, crazy tune. How that George could croon and swoon. He said, Wo-Do-De-O, Wo-Do-De-O-Do. Washington at Valley Forge, freezing cold, but up spoke George. He said, Wo-Do-De-O, Wo-Do-De-O-Do. Crazy words, crazy tune, how that George could croon and swoon. He said, Wo-Do-De-O, Wo-Do-De-O-Do. Red hot mama, crazy words, crazy tune, how that George could croon and swoon. He said, Wo-Do-De-O, Wo-Do-De-O-Do, Wo-Do-De-O-Do. Red hot mama. Is that 2 words or 3? Is the first one, is it hyphenated word? I started worrying about that this morning. One of the things I miss about being here is being able to afflict my students with jokes. So, here are these 2 penguins. Yeah. There's 2 penguins standing on the ice floe, and one said to the other, "You look like you're wearing a tuxedo." The other one says, "Who's to say I'm not?" So the first one says, "What'd you do for Halloween?" The second one says, "I went as a butler." How'd it go? I said, "Well, I think they liked my costume pretty well, but a lot of them thought I was a kid disguised as a penguin, wearing a tuxedo." So, first one says, "You get a lot of candy?" "Well, I got a lot." "Yeah, except one house went to the lady, limited us to 2 Reese's Pieces." He said, "Oh, yeah, I went to that house too. She limited us to 2 too." "You got any left?" I said, "I didn't eat them. They're there in their wrappings." You got to love the English language, you know. Like the to, and there, and there. And there's other examples. And we grew up with it. Can't you imagine what it must be like somebody as a full-grown adult trying to learn that stuff? Ah, jeez. One reason I like this song is because it has fun with words. This is by the White Will Smith. If dirt were gold and I could buy your heart, then I'd dig up all of Mexico. Well, in fact, I'd do most anything if I could only be your beau. Hey diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle and the moonlight in your eyes drives me wild. Well, maybe someday you'll be a jet set smash and I'll be a beggar in the street. Would you pass me by in your dress so fine, or would you donate a donut for me to eat? Mary, Mary, quite contrary, won't you let me be your loving man? Maybe it's just a crazy dream I'm having that makes me feel like somersaulting in the sun. When you smile, I get the shivers. Cross my heart, you're the only one. If I had a hammer and a bunch of nails, then I'd build us a house up in a tree. I'd be Tarzan and you'd be Jane, but don't you go and cheat on me. Lions and tigers and grizzly bears couldn't keep me from being there with you. And oh, how happy it would be if you were a chicken and I were a duck. Every morning at the break of day, well, I could quack and you could cluck. Little boy blue come blow his horn, well, I'd rather be behind the barn kissing you. Maybe it's just a crazy dream I'm having. Makes me feel like somersaulting in the sun. When you smile, I get the shivers. Cross my heart, you're the only one. If dirt were gold and I could buy your heart, then I'd dig up all of Mexico. Well, in fact, I'd do most anything if I could only be your beau. Ding dong, the witch is dead, so let the word be spread that I love you. Thank you. Well, that was the penultimate song. So once we get done butchering this one, we'll be able to go back to our lives. That'll be nice. I've enjoyed this. I enjoyed your talk. Enjoyed being here. Thank you a lot. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose, Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, and folks dressed up like Eskimos. Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe help to make the season bright. Tiny tots with their eyes all aglow will find it hard to sleep tonight. They know that Santa's on his way. He's loaded lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh, and every mother's child is gonna spy to see if reindeer really know how to fly. And so I'm offering this simple phrase to kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas to you. Thank you.
Thank you, John.